everybody, welcome to my channel. I want to thank you guys as I usually do. Thank you guys very much for the subscriptions, for liking, commenting, and sharing my videos. I truly appreciate you guys. For those of you who are trying to get private consultations from me, look at the description box below. You'll be able to find my contact information as my email, and that's how you can communicate. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So let's get right into this reading. This I'm doing for the month of April. I'm doing the 3-card spread, which is the past, present, and near future, with the 2 cuts of the deck using as general reading, general energy. Sorry, for the month. Also, of course, if Spirit wants to pull out more cards, as they have in the previous, some of the previous readings, again, I'm just guided by them. So yeah, we're going into April. Could you guys believe that? I mean, it seems like just yesterday it was New Year's, right? And now we're finally in April. The energies are definitely going very quickly, very fast paced for the month of April. From what I'm starting to see, I've done half of the readings already, and it just seems like every blockage is energies of blockages that have come up for February and April, March. It seems like for the month of April, none of that will be an issue anymore. Like I said, very fast paced, feeling like, things are going by very quickly from here on out. So that's definitely a good thing. Put your intentions out there, people, so we can make things happen. So anyways, let's jump right into this reading. This is going to be for the sun sign of Virgo. So you have 2 cards that popped out already. So I will, I was going to say I would pull, but they pulled. So then I'm just going to continue shuffling until I feel like that's it, and then I'll cut them and use those 2 for general energies for the month of April. Okay, so again, they're wanting to speak. Okay, this is going to be my last, maybe not, my last shuffle. Here we go. Okay. This is funny because I had just actually done a reading for a Virgo sign. Now, for your general energies for the month of April, you have the Ace of Swords with the 9 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Swords is definitely, as a general energy, it's inviting you to use your honesty for the month of April. Perhaps you will have something to do with legalities or paperwork, where it's going to be needed for you to be honest. And the reason for this is because throughout the month of April, it may come up again. And if you try to evade the truth or hide the truth, eventually it will actually damage you versus helping you. So again, it is necessary to be honest about whatever it is that you're going through at the present time. When speaking purely on legalities, it is essential for this month of April to be honest, not just to be honest, but to be discerning when other people are speaking to you when it comes to business and finances. Cut through the bullshit, cut through the lies and deception, not just on your part, but in other people that are dealing with you throughout the month of April. Okay, so be very mindful about that. Also, aces do represent new beginnings, and in new beginnings, the aces are usually, they have not manifested yet. So there is a manifestation that will come in throughout the month of April, sometime between the middle all the way to the end of April, where again, if you have been having misunderstandings with other people or your colleagues or coworkers, etc., anything on the professional sector, for this month, again, like I said, the middle all the way to the end of April, there will be clarity, there will be insight, there will be understanding, not just on your part, but on their part as well. So again, like I said, clarity and understanding, but more than anything, when it comes to communications and how you will communicate with people throughout the month, it is essentially necessary for you to be honest, not just to yourself, but to be honest with others. Now, the other card that's following the Ace of Swords is the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is a card of abundance, of growth, a feeling like you have basically blessings all around everywhere you turn. Now, again, with the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles, this is definitely work related. The reason why I say that is because the next card following the Nine of Pentacles is the Ace of Swords. I mean, Ace of Wands. So this is on a business front, definitely. And perhaps you will notice, to me, the Ace of Wands speaks to me about May. It talks to me about the beginning of May. So perhaps in the beginning of May, there's going to be major changes, major transformations going on for you guys in the business front. Either making a decision, again with the Ace of Swords, cutting through deception, cutting through lies, and getting to the core of the issue when it comes to business and finances. And again, making a decision where perhaps you might even decide to go on a different path. And what I mean by different path is not necessarily leaving the job where you're at right now, but actually expanding or starting your own business or doing something like freelance type of work or something where you find it more fulfilling because it's something that perhaps you are more drawn to. And again, this will be the beginning of growth and advancement for you for the month of April going into May, like I said. Now, in the past and passing position, you have the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is definitely an emotional card. There's emotional attachment to this card. It's definitely talking about the loss of a relationship or the loss or finding and continuously hitting those losses when it comes to finances. And you're feeling very attached to this type of energy. What I mean by attachment, it is in the past and passing position. So it's been it's been continuously going on where you're having difficulties. I get again, like I said. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to represent business and finances. This is a general reading, so it can very well represent an emotional scale with that of relationship and past lovers. Perhaps you recently went through a breakup where you feel like there's just still hurt. You're still hurting. You're still going through that emotional detachment when you first end a relationship. And again, with the Five of Cups, it's definitely feeling of regret for some reason. So now here's the thing with the Five of Cups, when it comes up either in the past or present position, this is talking about a feeling that's been going on, that has been ongoing. So again, be very careful about that. It's one thing to try the best you can to make a relationship work, but it takes two people to make it work. And if for some reason the other person was not giving enough effort or was not putting enough effort, it is necessary to let go of that. You cannot find you cannot find what's the word I'm looking for? You cannot go on to or continue on to the next page if you continuously keep looking at the past page. You have to continue, like, go through what you went through, accept it, learn it. Even though it's difficult sometimes for us to detach ourselves from a person, especially specifically when we're talking about a long-term relationship. But again, it is necessary to use whatever it is that this person brought into your life, whether whatever they taught you, to use that as in to use that as growth and self growth more than anything, to continue on the path that you're on. Nothing is coincidental. Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. Sometimes it takes us a little bit longer to realize or to come to the understanding that that person is not right for us. And when doing so, inevitably what happens is you allow yourself, you give yourself into the law of allowance. And the law of allowance states if you put no resistance to any changes that come into your life, whether they're good or whether they're bad, what you do is you effortlessly go through those changes of energies. But in doing so, there's no blockages, there's no prolonged energy, and you go right into whatever other stages you need to go to in your life for growth. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now, the card that is soon to follow in the present position is the Tower card. So there is something that has has not happened yet. And this is something very sudden. This is something you were definitely not expecting. Again, this can be either having to do with the past relationship, finding out, obviously, the Five of Cups is talking about something that's already happened because there is that feeling of loss, okay? But with the Tower card, this is something that was unexpected or that you did not expect to hear. And this is usually like, usually when the Tower comes up at in the present position, this is talking about hearing a rumor or finding or bumping into someone that brings you clarity of that doubt that you've been having initially. And it catches you off guard. It's like they pull the carpet under your feet. You kind of lose balance. Like I said, you weren't expecting it. But in the good form or the good sense of looking at the tower also speaks about breaking down all those barriers, breaking down. Sometimes it is necessary for us to break, to be able to recuperate ourselves and regroup and to regenerate ourselves. And more than regeneration, it speaks very highly of that of the soul level. And what I mean by that is breaking down all those dogmas, breaking down the feeling of not having, or some would even say, I'm getting this feeling like that of not, like you questioning or wondering, like, are you even worth it? Because the relationships you've been in the past, they've either taken advantage or they just have not reciprocated that love you had for them. And again, there is something in the mist that is about to happen or that is about to occur, and it has to do with communications because the near future is the Page of Swords, and swords are always about communication and intellect, how we communicate with other people. This is a page energy, so this is perhaps this can represent also a child, or it can represent a grown adult with immature type of personality. And again, the Tower is basically saying sometimes when we don't want to accept the lessons that the universe is trying to give to us or trying to teach us or trying to guide us to towards a different direction, and we resist that change and we continuously keep making the same mistakes of going back to that person, what's going to happen is the universe is going to say, you know what, you don't want to learn the easy way, then it's time to teach you the hard way. And in doing so, it's going to hit a point, or it's going to get to a point where, like I very well explained earlier, you will feel like they pull the carpet out of your feet. Like you lose your balance. Like you just, basically, the world that you know or have known will change or will be altered. And this, again, is a major arcana. So this is something that is inevitable. This is something that there is nothing you can do to to stop it from happening. But but the blessing here is that you have three cards that speak highly about blessings. You have the Ace of Swords, which is why I said it is very necessary for you to be honest for the month of April. Because whatever happens from this tower, whatever change or destruction happens, and this can be a metaphor, the tower can be a representation or a symbology of that of our soul. So it's like breaking down to the core of who you are to understand or to come to the understanding of your truth self-worth. Um, and again, like I said, that of seeing clarity, seeing things for what they really are, finding truth, not just hidden truth, but seeing things very clearly for what they really are. Now, the Nine of Pentacles speaks about abundance and growth. So in this breaking point that is going to come in throughout the month of April, you will then find your true self, okay? Your self worth, what you're capable of doing, what you're truly capable of doing. And in focusing The card that soon followed is that of the wheel. And the wheel is the wheel of fortune. So, again, sometimes in life, it is necessary for us to break all barriers, to basically completely be vulnerable, be naked, accept our flaws, understand our virtues, and in doing so, you will come to the realization that you are capable of doing so much more than you've thought, or you are worth uh, so much more love than what you have expected or that you have been settling for. Okay? That is a very strong message coming through. And this may not relate to everyone. This may not resonate to everyone. This is a general reading, but the message is very clear. And the message is that of when you are in self doubt and you surround yourself with people that are negative or people that are aware of what you're capable of doing, but try to sabotage that, try to put you in a box, try to undermine what you have to offer, what you have to say, etc., then the universe, based on your desires, based on what you truly want, which is that of to succeed, to grow, the universe will do what it has to do to correlate, to move the people in your present life, to move them around, to even push them away, to get you to where you're supposed to be. And sometimes that comes through destruction. Sometimes that comes through disillusion, the disillusion of a business, disillusion of a partnership, etc. When it comes to love and relationships, the disillusionment of that relationship, you know, breaking up with that person. Perhaps the detachment or that of fighting and arguing has already happened, but perhaps the breakup has not happened yet. And it will happen with that of getting to a point of enlightenment, finding some truth out, understanding or seeing things for what they really are. Okay? I know that this was a very strong reading. It came through very, very, very strong. And I want you to understand, Virgo, that never allow someone to tell you what your worth is. Never give someone the satisfaction of thinking that you need them or thinking that they are doing you the favor. Because if they think that way, then that should tell you they're not worth your tears, they're not worth your time, they're not worth your love. And you're very capable of loving, and you are very capable of receiving love. Everyone is. Understand that. Truly, truly understand that. Do not settle for less, okay? Do not. I know I had a reading, I believe it was in January, if I'm not mistaken, or December. That was a reading similar to this, to that of Virgos. So I'm sensing like there's this pattern where there is some lack of love in yourself. And when that happens, we quickly settle in relationships that are not good for us. And when we do so, unfortunately, we find vultures. And there's vultures that take advantage of our good heart, our kind soul. And instead of helping you grow, they break you. And they break you because they feel threatened by you, by what you're capable of doing, etc. So again, love yourself, Virgo. Understand your worth. Do not settle for anything less than what you're capable of giving. Okay? Many blessings to you guys. I wish you guys the best, and I hope this helps you guys or guides you in some way for the month of April. Blessings.